When you cowboy for a living, and that's what I get the opportunity to do, it's not necessarily something that you can call yourself, but when other people call you that gives you quite a title. I didn't get to really enjoy the Western way of life. We always lived out in the country, but we wasn't that country until I probably hired on and went to work full-time for a ranch at about the age of 20. Being 42 now, that's given me some time to learn. And I get to take care of some cattle for a cattle company, and they really buy and sell a lot of cattle and put a lot of cattle in the feedlots, and basically hired me to take care of them. I don't know exactly what to do in every situation, but I've learned in the last 22 years of cowboying what not to do. But true life nowadays, I think, is what people are really looking for. And what I believe is I'm getting an opportunity to live a life and live a dream that a lot of people can only dream about. And being able to work with horses and cattle and being out in the outdoors is my office. I think the most important part about history is really, to me, is just being a part of it. You hear about back in the day, back in the old days, I want to still be a part of that. I'm not really looking back the way they used to do it. I want people talking about, well, hey, they're still doing that, you know, and it's in the present. A good friend of mine told me one time, he says, I don't want to just talk about history. He said, I want to make history. And I really believe that, and am proud to be a part of it. I think it's so important for me to know my history in a Western way of life, to understand I have to know my history so I can know how far I'm going forward, and what I'm going to be able to leave the next generation. And I'm raising a generation myself to carry on this way of life and lifestyle. So many people from the larger cities are coming west, because really right there at Fort Worth, they talk about the east, you know, the world ends and the west begins, so to speak, and right there. And they're coming out there for that openness, that ability to be able to maybe sit on a porch somewhere and not see any other houses or any other people, just that wide open freedom. I see a lot of people, they have chickens in their yards, and they feel like they're a Westerner because they go out and gather their own eggs and raise their own chickens, you know, and maybe they're not cowboys, so to speak, but they have that desire to have that Western way of life. And I would like to see more of the real. You know, we're seeing true TV, real TV. We're seeing reality shows just smother with everything from teenagers to grandparents, and in a way that's good. But I'd like to see the good portrayed in it, and not so much as the worldly aspect of it, but see pretty much where people are living and loving and learning from what they're doing. What really makes me doubt is when I'm sitting watching a show. I don't get a chance to watch a whole lot of TV, but when I do, I want to watch something quality, and usually that my family can watch. And when I think that there's actors being staged to do and say, and you know, I think my 17-year-old daughter, Callie, she sums it up: save the drama for your mama. And I really think that we can take that on and use it, because I'm just not into that. I'm not into the reality TV that wants to show me the wild and crazy side. I want to see the real side. And if it's wild and crazy and real, well, then we maybe can kind of understand that. And they've done a good job. I've seen some movies that do an outstanding job of what a cowboy is and has been and what he should be. And then I've seen some that those guys wasn't cowboys, and you see that in the real life too. Man, I tell you what, I am overjoyed. I am really tickled to death that we're getting an opportunity to document what individuals do today, just like they did years ago. And I believe that this is one of the greatest things that could be done, is be able to show people in a time like we live in now that there is some still foundation of the United States, that we have an opportunity to actually document what we're doing, our way of lifestyle, and to encourage people. And I feel like a documentary, to me, I want to watch the ones that encourage me instead of discourage me. It's an opportunity to be excited about, hey, if you're going to focus on something, it's so important that you put your money on something that's going to make it worthwhile. And something to invest in, I feel like, is a documentary that really talks about what you ought to be invested in, and that's our Western way of life. That's a Western lifestyle. That's that's something that's not only from the ground up, but from God down. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great thing.